Hi, everybody. Welcome to TCM Time. That's traditional Chinese medicine with me, Kathy Young. Welcome, everybody. Today will be an introduction to grounding techniques with Chinese medicine tools using Taiji Ball Qigong, just one simple movement, and using one simple movement of the 8 pieces of brocade. So before I begin, I would like to acknowledge, do an acknowledgement of country. In Australia, this is a way to recognize the original owners of the country, the original people of the land, First Nations people. And for me, this is really important because for me, before colonization, this land was at its purest state and the people were connected to the land. For me, they Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, or native or indigenous people, they are the true Qigong masters. They really understand what it is to have that connection to land, connection to grounding. So I'm going to take a moment. At TCM Time, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the country throughout Australia, and I recognize the continuing connection of land, water, and community. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. And also to all of you where your land is standing on today, and acknowledging the traditional owners. So I would like to begin by introducing to you what is grounding technique. Grounding, it's a form of bringing yourself, exercises to shift yourself to the present. This is important for mental health, or when we have anxiety or trauma, whether you have had a small trauma, a little t trauma, a non-life-threatening trauma, or a big trauma, a big T trauma, where it is life and death. From a Chinese medicine perspective, when we have fear or terror or panic, this kind of trauma it can create what we call blockages in our body, something stuck. What happens is we believe there's a body and spirit separation. When there's separation, the flow of your qi, your energy, is no longer smooth. So this body and mind, or body and spirit separation, this can bring depression if your spirit and your body, the timing is behind. You can be stuck in the past, can take you to dark places because there's that disconnection. It can also make you worry about the future, anxiety, if things are ahead of you, your thoughts are ahead of you. So mind and body, we need to bring that back to alignment. That's what grounding is all about. We are going to be using our 5 senses. We know there's sight, what you see, to ground yourself to the physical present moment. You're hearing what you hear, the ear, sound. We talked about seeing a bird or hearing a bird chirping, music in our kappa session today. You can also have your mouth, the taste, what you eat, sweets that ground us, nice warmth of coffee or tea. You have your smell, even just taking that breath of fresh air. This is all different ways to ground ourselves with our 5 senses. What you touch, introduce my little furry friends, my animals. When you touch something like an animal or friend, this is a way children can ground themselves, or our inner child. And then I'd like to think of a 6th sense, that's our mind, bringing our mind back to the center. like a labyrinth that we talked about, where you keep walking and you find yourself in the center. So to begin, let's ground ourselves in the body. We're going to begin with a little shaking out. So this will be just a really short introduction to get our body moving after our kappa session. So if you can begin by shaking out your wrist. This is very important. From the acupressure point in the front, Neiguan, inner path, and Waiguan, outer path. On both sides, connecting our inner world with our outer world. So shaking out your wrist. Letting things go so you can be present. Let's shake it from the elbows all the way down. And shake it from our shoulders and our knees. Just let it go side to side. Let things drop to the floor. Let things hang. Use your hips. And come forward and a little backward if you don't have any spine problems. Good. Let everything drop. This is the best way for grounding. You're shaking things out so it comes back to alignment. See if you can add in your bottom of your feet. That's your kidney channel connected with fear. Just at the soles of the feet, you can lift your heel and drop. Lift and drop. Let your hips sway side to side. This loosens your lower back where your kidneys are, connected with fear. Let it go, drop it to the ground. Good. Feel free to lift one knee at a time. That connects also with your kidney channel, the knee. And give a few kicks. Let it go. Kick those fears away. Oh, good. And let it go. Swing your arms just gently side to side. Good. Make sure you can lift up under your arm where your heart channel is and just release anything stagnated in your heart, the center of your emotion. Very good. Let's begin with a little bit of the 8-piece brocade. This position is